Well, it's that time again, that Monday evening that you look forward to every single week when the Area Cup Series makes its way to a brand new track here on the iRacing Simulator. I'm John Ramos. We'll be alongside Hunter Sleppy for this entire broadcast. Week after week, we got new surprises, we get new challenges, and here we are, Chicagoland Speedway, one of the better car track combos with the next-gen car. We've had multi-time winners this year, first-time winners, some teams that didn't get off to the greatest start, and then finally caught their stride there at Darlington. All looking forward to a multi-groove night with you watching back at home. Once again, I am John Ramos, live from our studios, their new studio, should we say, in Nashville, Tennessee. That's right, when Area ended last week, we quickly took all this stuff that you see, which would be the green screen and the microphone and the rest of the apartment, took it down right after the checkered flag and brought it back up. Matter of fact, we're still putting things back up, myself and some friends around the area. Hunter Sleppy, happy to join with you once again. That is our pit reporter. Darlington was a great treat. We had a lot of fun out there. Some things caught my eye, some teams finally caught my eye, and we're looking very different, I would say, heading closer to that playoff stretch. Some teams even already talking about Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be on the forefront of the minds of these people because we're over halfway through the season. We have Chicagoland tonight, and then the next 4 races of the regular season at Martinsville, Kansas, Coda, and then Talladega being the last one. And last week we saw a first-time winner again. That was Jake Nichols. I almost said Jake Matheson, but Jake Nichols pulled through for his first win of the season in the Southern 500, dominating effort. And he is the 6th driver to get their first win of the season. It was just a matter of time before the Solar Flare guys started to creep in and get those wins. They're inside the top 5 in points. 3 of their drivers are Seth Knoll, Jake Nichols, James Skyley. One of them has a win, that being Nichols. The other 2 still looking for their first win of the season. And then we go back where actually it's only been Solar Flare racing drivers who have won here at this track, current and past at the time. Seth Knoll won in Season 4. He wasn't on the team yet, but he's on the team now. Him and Skyley, they've won here in the past, and Seth Knoll's actually won here twice, back in Season 4 and Season 6, Skyley in Season 5, and Jake Nichols the first time we went here in Season 3. Also looking through at the point standings, some guys that made their way closer towards that cutoff. Looking at Patrick Moose there. He's 22nd in points, but that's crucial because you want to be inside the top 20 in points with a win to your name. Heading into the playoffs, and especially at Talladega, you want to be in a good spot to get close to that top 20 in points. Bailey Turner, mentioned him. He is 14th in the standings right now, so currently somewhat slipping down on the leaderboard. Logan Clampett as well. He needs to make the rest of the races in order to keep his playoff spot alive. He's currently 19th in the standings. And then looking through, it's still John Hall leading the way and Dylan Alt. They've really been the class of the field all season. They tie in most top 5s this season. John Hall has 6 top 10s in 7 starts. Dylan Alt with 5. I believe he's got an EOL still. There are a lot of drivers with EOLs heading into tonight's race, and it being a mile and a half, it's somewhat of a stabilizer for most of the guys in the field.
Something to keep in mind. A lot of racing action here tonight. We race at Chicagoland. Daytime conditions not under the lights, but why did I ask in that live chat, will this be the race of the year? We look back just, I would say, a couple months ago to the Great American 500. Basically, also the Great American iRace that was held the year prior to that. Chicagoland Next Gen has always put on one heck of a show. We kind of expect the same here tonight. Mentioning Logan Clampett, not sure if he's going to be joining this race. We're going to have to go ahead and see. Darlington put a little bit of a wrench in things, but we do see some underdogs, at least early in practice, a little bit higher than expected. Blaze McKinney up the second. Connor Ocreza consistently strong in practice, finds himself in 4th. Jake Nichols just talked about his strengths recently at Darlington, and Ryan Swan up to the 6th position. Area is getting closer and closer to that playoff bubble before it starts to burst. What can we expect, Hunter? A little bit more urgency, or some of these drivers already saying, oh, we're going to have to wait till Talladega?
I would expect a little more urgency, especially some guys that are somewhat towards the bottom of the standings. I'm looking at Hayden Swank. He is just on the cusp of that top 20. If he can get some momentum going in this next 5-race stretch for the regular season, he'll be in a good spot. Reese Schaefer lost 4 spots in the points last week. He needs to keep up some solid pace in the machine that he's driving. Cosmin Yonoshiwu, he's up +6 spots, up to 29th, so not as close to the top 20, but still progress being made there. And Matthew Bell, I think he missed last week at Darlington. He lost 7 spots, so he's outside the top 20 in points, currently 24th. And looking through the regular season title, I mentioned it's still up for grabs. John Hall with a 10-point lead over Dylan Alt, 13 points back are the beginning of the Solar Flare guys. Seth Knoll 13 back, 21 back is Jake Nichols, and 25 back is James Scioli. And then we get to interesting territory here with Connor Horn. I mentioned that John Hall, Dylan Alt, they're tied for the most top 5 finishes this season with 4. There's a couple more names to that list. James Scioli and Connor Horn, very fast there in 6th in the standings, and moved up 1 spot after Darlington. So I would expect Connor Horn to keep up the pace that he's been working on and be pretty close to reaching victory lane. Chicagoland seems like a good track for that to happen tonight.
Connor Horn actually has become a fan favorite with how much he has helped around with the YouTube channel. Excited to see what he can do tonight. 3 minutes before we head trackside, I want to make an announcement to the viewers back at home. Yes, we have not been doing a lot of NR Night in America for, I would say, multiple reasons, with my in-person scheduling, committing to area full-time here with 2025. But good news, we are back tomorrow night. It's not going to be the Cup side or the Cup car for a reason. We're doing all IndyCar tomorrow night. We're trying to figure out who's going to be the best of the best to allow into the 30th e-ticket event, the Indiana 500, which will happen May 16th. This will be the only NR night this week, as I'll be heading up to Anderson, Indiana for the Great Deals 100 at Anderson Speedway. But yes, tomorrow, NR Night in America is back. We know people have been asking when it's going to be coming back. We did a lot of e-ticket special events. It is back tomorrow night. More information on that throughout this stream, and I will continue to talk about why things are a little bit changing, I would say, in tomorrow night's broadcast. Tonight's all about area. Tonight's all about the race in action we're going to get ready to see. We expect drivers inches off the outside retaining wall or painting that white line with the left side tires. Nonetheless, it's going to be a great show. Ryan Swan, James Scioli spoke with some drivers, some info on some that you probably did not know. And in just a matter of moments, when we start qualifying, we're going to thin this herd out down to the 43, and then we're going to get ready to go green. Hunter, early picks. Who's going to victory lane?
I mean, it's hard to go against Solar Flare. They've been hot all season long. I'll say that it's another different driver that reaches victory lane. I'm going to go with Seth Knoll. Like I mentioned, he's 1 year in the past in Season 4 and Season 6. He's got good pace. He's tied for most top 10s this season with his teammates Scioli and John Hall. So look for the one to finally break through and get that first win this season.
I'm going to go John Hall, mainly because it's an intermediate. You know, we saw his performance at Homestead. Kind of shocked everyone. Yes, still technically a rookie this year. He had 8 wins in the Truck Series out of his 32 starts. Season 6 Trucks was amazing for him, let alone. But guess what? You're going to an intermediate. These guys are going to be tightly knit. We saw it from times past with how this next-gen car works. You're not going to get a lot of pulling away. I don't think we're going to see a lot of pulling away from Chicagoland. Minus the fact that the temperatures are hot and slick. You're going to get multi-groove racing. One restart makes a huge difference. Give me John Hall. I think he's going to be the second different multi-time winner this year. And with that being said, a rookie, I think, has the best shot early on. I'm going to call it. Rookie may have the best shot at winning the championship. And you may be saying also, hold on, isn't Dylan Hall a rookie per se? And yeah, it's more the fact that you think John Hall, you think of Homestead, you think of how he kind of just came through the ranks. He's been pretty quiet recently, but running still in the top 10. We just haven't talked about him much. I still think he's going to be one to watch. What do you think, Hunter?
Yeah, that is a pretty good shout, and that's the rookie battle for the Rick Stotsauce Rookie of the Year battle, actually. The regular point standings determine that as well. John Hall, Dylan Alt, they've really been the class of the field, but looking through, John Hall, he's got an EOL, so he'll be starting at the back, and then Dylan Alt, he's also got an EOL. So those two, the cream of the crop, they rise to the top. So, I mean, we'll see that throughout the night. And, I mean, they're not the only ones. There's a number of other guys out there with EOLs. Actually, a couple with drive-thrus, that being Ford Martin and Philip Groner, if they're here tonight. But there's at least 10 drivers with EOLs going to the back of the field.
And Ford Martin's had a lot of EOLs. Is that because he hasn't entered since a certain race?
Yeah, so it all his rec score points occurred at New Hampshire, and he has not shown up since. So That's if he's here. Philip Groner, he is here from what I'm told, so he will serve that drive-through at the beginning of the green flag.
He is here, and we are ready to go. Welcome back to the Area Cup Series. For everyone watching back at home, we're going to say it multiple times. Yes, NR Night is returning. We already put a community post out. We could go share it there on X. We have yet to put it on Instagram. That will be hopefully shortly. Pre-signups for the Indiana 500 are out now. Already 30 entries. We're still looking to see if we're going to have to make that a 2-day show. This being round 8 of 12 of the regular season, round 8 of 17. To watch all the great action, you can get it right here on the Idk Player YouTube channel for the Area Cup Series as we get ready to rock and roll. Central Mobile Homes will be sponsoring the starting grid. Looking for a small or large home, a new shed, or a Triple Crown trailer? Look no further than Central Mobile Homes. They've been proudly serving Florida customers for 29 years with a plethora of small and large home floor plans, shed designs, and Triple Crown trailers. Available in Okeechobee, Lewiston, and Sebring. Head to centralmobilehomeinc.com to get started today. You just saw one driver go around and get his laps under his belt. We're on to the next couple. Garrett Grant, who's actually in our thumbnail. Jonathan Evans onto the speedway with Senesac hanging out there at the exit of pit road. Still drivers looking to make some moves. Others kind of just waiting it out, seeing if this track's going to cool off a little bit more. New scheme for Blaze McKinney there in his Menards Toyota as he gets ready to ride. To race an area, you must be elite, and how about Elite Entertainment? Add some life to the party this spring with Elite Entertainment, located in Bowling Springs, South Carolina. Elite Entertainment provides high-quality band production to entertain at any location, including karaoke, singo, music bingo, and more. Visit the link tree at Elite Entertainment LLC for all contact information. The High Banks podcast will be joining us as well. Just two blue-collar guys, Nick and Alex, talking about NASCAR and more. New episodes with area drivers coming soon, all available on Spotify. Less than 3 minutes remaining here of the single car qualifying efforts, and we already see that live chat moving. Want to say hello to Eric W., Connor Lines, and so many others. If you're watching back at home, want to get a quick shout out here on the live stream, feel free to say something in the live chat. The Fast Lane, how are you doing? We saw Lucky Duck Motorsports, a great team that sponsors and supports NR Night in America, the Area Cup Series, and so much more. Been hanging out with us with less than 2 minutes remaining. Hunter, big news, top of the board, Blaze McKinney. Could he be a dark horse? And can we even call him a dark horse with how quick he was in practice into qualifying?
I guess you could say that he's a dark horse. I'm trying to find where he's at in the standings. This would really help him out, again, the pole. He's won in the past, but it's been a while. He is 27th in the standings, actually. So, yes, this would be huge, and underdog would be the right term for it. Only one top 10 this season, so got to turn your season around somehow. And if he gets the pole tonight, that'd be a pretty good job at starting that turnaround process.
Probably the coolest name in anything really on iRacing. Brad Slaughter Jr. finding his way up to the 8th position. We see Jake Nichols ripping around. No throwback scheme for him this week. Back to the primary look as he finds his way off turn number 2. John Hall, Seth Knoll. Knoll new look this week as that blue and white Toyota coming to a close. Where does he qualify? Try P6. John Hall going P15. Jake Nichols, we saw him just past the start-finish line in around 30 seconds ago. This time back to the line with a time of a 38.40. Should slot him up to the 14th spot, and Nichols, should I say, drops back to 15th. Barroso finding his way into the 14th spot. Dylan Alt, 47.03, and I actually spoke with some drivers because we didn't get to change the overlay. Is he officially now the number 3 for the 2025 season?
No, because Brad Slaughter's still the 3.
Okay.
So there's still a little disagreement with that.
Okay. Braden Bowie. Wayne Culberson. All riding around the speedway as the clock will strike 0. Justin Anasogak, the driver, you won't believe this one, all the way up from Alaska, will lead us to the green flag with Nichols, McKinney, Service ending up being our Fast 4. We get ready to rock and roll, and yes, I did hear that. What I sometimes do, Hunter, is I go into these chats, I listen to drivers, I hear what they got to say, and Ennis Sogek's talking about, you know, how the sun doesn't set all the time where he's from, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because we're heading to the summer months, and up there in Alaska, well, the sun doesn't set in the summer, and it's always set down in the winter. Originally from Texas, did move up there to Alaska, and he'll be leading us to the green flag.
Yeah, this whole top 5 is pretty interesting. If there's no EOLs with some of these guys, you got to double check on that. But for now, the top 5 in qualifying, the highest driver in the point standings is Max Service in 23rd. I mean, talk about a turnaround not only for McKinney qualifying inside the top 5. Mentioned the pole sitter, Josena Sogak, 31st in points. Tyler Nichols, 34th in points. And then Max Service, 22nd, or 23rd, I should say. And where's the other one? It was Connor O'Kresick, 33rd in points. So the top 5 qualifiers outside the top 20 in points, and some even outside the top 30.
Love to see a little bit of variety, maybe a change of pace this week with it being an intermediate with the next gens. We always know that they're usually one of the best car track combos, and we end the year at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next gen there, ooh, man, that's going to be one heck of a show. So we get an overview here at Chicagoland Speedway with the warm-ups going on. O'Kresick fastest right now during the warm-up session. Final thoughts, any questions down in the live chat below? We'll love to go ahead and answer them here live for the viewers back at home. I think we're in for a treat. I'm really excited for this one just because of the variety and the change of pace. You said the top 5. I would let alone say the top 10.
Yeah, and just getting confirmation inside the top 5, the only driver with an EOL is Blaze McKinney. So he's got 3 incident points, so he'll have to serve an EOL, at least for this week and next week in Martinsville, because it'll be down to 2 if he keeps it clean today.
All right. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Polimas, Yonashinu, and others have joined on in, as the overlook is really a time for the admins to get things in place before we go ripping around the Chicagoland Speedway. I'm John Ramos, that's Hunter Sleppy. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the IDK Player YouTube channel. While we have the time, we want to say thank you to Hendry County Motorsports Park. Racing is back at Hendry County Motorsports Park. Join them Saturday, May 10th to see the CR USA Late Models Factory Stocks and more. Tickets are $20 for adults. Kids ages 5 and under are free. Bring the family to the track with the family pack of 4 at $25. Come see the racing at the southernmost dirt track in America, located in Clewiston, Florida, off US Highway 27, or go ahead and visit HendryRacing.com for more information. Hot Slick Racetrack, gonna go ahead and possibly apply to a little bit of a challenge for some of these drivers. We've seen the next gens bottom out pretty well at a rough surface-like racetrack, as is the Chicagoland Speedway. Has not been on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule since 2020, and you may be saying, well, the last race was 2019. That's right, originally was on the schedule for 2020, and due to the pandemic was removed, but you never know, this track one day could come back. Hunter, have you ever been a fan of this track?
Well, as a Larson fan, yes and no. I will say, when it was in the chase format back in September, I really didn't care too much for it, but then they moved it into the summertime for 2018 and 2019, and then I was just instantly a fan of the change that they made, because while it is over 100 degrees in the stands and even hotter inside the car, it's hot, it's slick. You can use many grooves. You can use the bottom, you can use the middle, you can use the outside. I think we're going to see more guys use that upper groove today. You get the momentum carrying you down the straightaway, and there's really no straightaways here. The backstretch has a curve to it, but overall, I do wish that they'd go back to Chicagoland, especially with the way the next gen has performed on these mile and a half. Although it's not being too much of a good car, at least as of late. On the mile and a half, it's at least guaranteed to put on some good racing. So looking forward to seeing what that has in store for us tonight. And also want to mention turn 2. So that whole backstretch I mentioned, that's curved. So the beginning of turn 2 and to the end of turn 3, there's that Brant signage, and I don't know if that catches people off guard or not, but that could be a trouble spot. Some guys like to clip the end of that safer barrier, because again, the signage just kind of sticks out, and that end of the safer barrier sticks out in turn 2. It doesn't go all the way around the backstretch wall. So that might catch some guys off guard. Could be a trouble spot for tonight.
Great thing to overlook. Final seconds on the board, which means it's time for us to head trackside ahead of this evening's race, shall we say, in the sim, the afternoon. Welcome to the Area Cup Series, round number 8. Chicagoland Speedway ready to go ahead and put on one heck of a show. Anna Sogak with Nichols, McKenney, Service, Okresik, and so many others will line on up as we get ready to go green. Best part about speaking with drivers is, let's be honest, Hunter, what does it sound consistently? It sounds like complaining, right? But you hear that at all levels. Oh, the car is too tight. There's too much dirty air. And then all of a sudden we get into race form and they sometimes say, oh, we're going to have a lot of cautions. And then we end up not having cautions. This may be a clean race. Not going to be a clean race. The unknown, I think, is what made this year so far really interesting. The only thing I think some people have really gotten down as possibly going to be wild was New Hampshire, but there really is no playbook heading to Chicagoland, because 1 second it acts like an intermediate, right, with that abrasive surface, and the next thing you know, holy cow, they're 3x3, and we've been in this run maybe 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, sometimes the biggest complainers are the biggest beneficiaries of these races. I mean, it's happened in the past, not just in Cup, but in the Pro Series and the Truck Series as well. Guys all complain that they've got no handling, they've got no grip, cars fading away, and they'll be running inside the top 5 most of the time. So that tends to happen, but yeah, we have to see. I mean, the longer the green flag runs go, we tend to usually get a little bit spread out, but for the first 20, 25, 30 laps of the run, it'll be tight, especially inside the top 15.
Something to keep in mind indeed. A 140 lap race is ahead of us. For the viewers filing on in, yes, we're back at our Night in America this Tuesday. We go ahead and break 200 likes tonight. We'll definitely already add that extra bonus race tomorrow night. Yes, if we do break 200 likes, automatically that bonus race. But all eyes forward to the weekend. For the ones that watch my broadcast is in person, we just had the North-South Super Late Model Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway just last Sunday, aka yesterday. That's probably why you didn't see or hear from me too much on the social side. It was a delayed race from that Saturday. And this weekend we'll be at Anderson Speedway for the Great Deals 100. Some drivers already moving to the back, which means it's time to check out your starting lineup presented by Central Mobile Homes Inc. Justin Anasogat, the Alaskan, will be going toe-to-toe with Tyler Nichols in row number 1. Blaze McKenney, what a great qualifying effort from him, but he's going to the rear. He was initially lined up with Max Service. Connor Okresik, the super late model driver, toe-to-toe with Payne Howe, say not. Howe to the rear. Michael Kern and Brad Slaughter will be hounding themselves into row 4. Travis Beckner and Jonathan Evans to the rear in row number 5. Seth Berger and Dylan Alt finds his way to the rear, with row 7 having James Scioli and Sam Brochu going to the rear as well in that number 98 machine. Garrett Grant and Frankie Barroso line up that 8th row. Jake Nichols, Barrett Polimis back in row number 9. As you can see them go down to the bottom, John Hall, Seth Knoll lined up in row number 10. Philip Kroner, hello, with Kenny Brady making his Area Cup Series debut in row number 11. Bailey Turner and Josh Cottle making up row number 12. Ben Pierce, Cosmin Yonashinu, row 13, with Patrick Moose and Hayden Swank in that 14th row. Row 15 has Adam Cabot and Jacob Bauer, as row 16 says hello to Jerry Miller, a paint scheme inspired off Tony Stewart and Connor Horn. Row 17, Brett Boonkari joins in with Ricky Springer. Row 18, Ed Robertson joins in with Bryce Senesac to the rear. Ryan Swan and Tanner Betha initially lined out row number 19 as row 20. They might as well stay back there. That's Brandon Bowie and Reese Schaefer going to the back. David Weishart and Dwayne Culberson make up row 21 and make up your starting lineup for tonight's race in Chicagoland. 42 drivers, 100 Schleppy, final thoughts. If I'm not mistaken, he already went to go ahead and gather information for us. Already one step ahead, you gotta love it. Let's get ready to go green flag racing. They line their way up 2 by 2. Lucky Duck giving one membership out to a lucky viewer down in the chat below. Lucky Duck has had drivers in the Area Cup Series and our Night in America. And obviously here with the Area Cup Series. A big, big team. Always loves to support down below. Maybe a team you may want to start rooting for. That pace car will make the hard left on the pit road, and tick-tock, time is running out to make the playoffs for 2025. It's a Toyota front row as they lead them down. Let's light the fuse from Chicagoland. Sogak quickly crossing the bow of the Tyler Nichols 9. Now jumps wayside. Toe-to-toe it still is. Okrezik in his throwback livery. He drove at Darlington, bringing it back just for an extra week. All chasing the Sogak Toyota as he leads lap 1. Travis Beckner just underneath the max service 81. As Nichols quickly challenges for the lead on the outside. The lone Ford up inside the top 20. That's Josh Connell as they race off forward. Nichols to the outside will clear Sogak to take the race lead. And the first lead change already coming early. We knew these intermediates were going to be a hot commodity with the Area Cup Series and how the racing will be. It has been rush hour from about 6 on back, let alone up in front of the Fast Four with the switch-ups. Here's Beckner watching on from third. Max Service in fourth with maybe an ice here and there. And Bear Polimis says hello from the 8th position. (192 miles per hour) before having to lift out of the grass, that being down towards turns 1 and 2. And Sogak will drop back to third. Justin and Sogak with Travis Beckner in that second position. Wants the spot, and I think he's going to get it. The first Chevrolet to lead tonight, indeed. Travis Beckner just on the inside. The thing is, Tyler Nichols is going to continue to side draft him as long as he can just pull alongside, slow the momentum down, change that weight of the 28 machine. He'll be consistently challenging for the spot. Here's Seth Berger in 77. He's up to the 3rd position. And Sogak continues to ride on from 4. It's racy in Chicagoland. Matter of fact, some of them are catching the grass all the way down on the apron. You saw Seth Knoll toe-to-toe. That's with Hayden Swank, Jake Nichols, Bailey Turner, and others. All really in a jam. Stuck 2x2. And remember how I mentioned, will we see that 3x3? That's there headed into turn 3. 3x3 it is. Slaughter on the bottom. Curran in the middle. And Springer way to the outside, and just in front of them, Service, Sogak, and Connor Okrezik. Berger has joined the scene in the 3rd position. That top 3 breakaway from the rest of the drivers running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Eric Polimis. To the outside of Seth Knoll. Polimis on the weekends working with Van Dorn Racing. Also a pro late model driver. Has joined the fray. In front of him, it's still Garrett Grant. Curran outside, Scioli inside. That's the 7 machine. James Scioli with a heck of a run there at Darlington. Just was not able to grab victory. And all this lining up as mostly single file just out in front of them. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the IDK Player YouTube channel. We're so glad to have you as we continue to watch the racing and everything flares on out. Just within the early portions of this race, if you're just tuning on in, we say hello and welcome. The fight for the lead has not gone away, I think, once so far in this event, and we think it's going to stay that way quite some time. There's Ricky Springer, 3 wide. Tyler Nichols in the middle. With Travis Beckner on the inside, there are 3 wide across the stripe, and Springer may have the advantage to turn 1. Springer becomes the second Chevrolet to take the race lead at Chicagoland. And quickly dives down onto the apron. Now we saw with the Great American 500 under restarts, we'll see drivers use that apron right away as an opportunity to gain momentum heading down into turn 1 under the slower speeds. We wonder if that could happen tonight. When that did happen, it was under the nighttime conditions in the simulator right now. These afternoon conditions playing a little bit of a different toll. But that 3 wide, 4 wide racing that we expected from this awfully wide intermediate has come into play. The abrasive surface may see some comers and goers decide to join the fray. Seth Berger, Tyler Nichols, Justin Anisogak, and Connor O'Kresick are up inside that top 5. A little bit further back, Bailey Turner, Ryan Swan, trying to dice his way through the pack in the Rick's Hot Sauce Toyota. As Turner in front of him has swinged to the outside into the right wing. I believe that was all Weishart, and it was. This is the fight for about the 18th, 17th position. Does it look awfully familiar to just maybe a little bit further up? Travis Beckner, James Scioli. Look what they're having to deal with. Berger wants to bring the fight to Ricky Springer. Lap for lap has been closing on in. You can see at the bottom of your screen the gains of the half a tenth here, a half a tenth there has actually really paid off for the Seth Berger machine. Tyler Nichols, Anisogak, Connor O'Kresick. Polimis way to the outside, and Brad Slaughter Jr. will run right in the tracks with the machines behind him. "15 laps in here at Chicagoland, and it has been on." How about on for the race lead? Berger to the inside, Springer on the outside. Tyler Nichols has a great view in IMAX as this beautiful battle for the lead shapes up. 2 bow ties gunning for it, still toe-to-toe, headed to 1. The driver racing from Alaska. It may be nighttime where you are now on the East Coast and Central. It's daytime, and it's going to be daytime at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, even 3 o'clock in the morning for Justin Anisogak. As it is right now at Chicagoland, can he get a win, including for one of the states not in the lower 48? Springer underneath Berger. Nice little switchback. Berger is going to grab the quarter panel and not hold away. He's going to get the lead right back. 17 laps into this 140-lap race, and oh boy, did these boys come to play. It has been racy since the drop of the green flag. Looking further back, Slaughter Jr. was 3 wide, goes now single file with James Scioli, but still challenging with Seth Knoll just underneath him. Jeremy Miller grabs the apron. Garrett Grant to his outside. Tony Stewart inspired paint scheme. Miller was a Tony Stewart fan growing up. Always loved this look. Always loved this feel about that orange, black, and white. Trying to see if he can find his way into the top 10. Miller currently running in 12th. Grant running in 11th. And Barrett Polimis has cracked the top 10. Lowest is 18th at one point, high is 8th. Just holding on in that 10th position. What about these intervals? Look at the left side of your screen just for a moment. If Nichols can get there, and he does, top 8 under a second of each other from the race leader. Now Seth Berger has opened up a 5/10 lead, half a second at that, so it's really from second on back. I would say a lot less. One sideways, and that's Garrett Grant. Gets the left sides in the grass. Back up the racetrack. And does he save it? I believe he may have. He does, and the caution will wave. Does not look like he hit a thing. Packs like this, you're going to see action. You're going to see things possibly go wrong. And in this case for Garrett Grant, it went wrong pretty quickly. This being the lap prior, looked at how they were racing. Take a look from the blimp view. It's 3 wide for a moment. He's got Polimas to his outside. He's got Miller underneath him. Nearly put Polimas in the wall that time. Sogak underneath. Now I would say Grant came down the left side of Anna Sogak's 88. Really just right in the white line, and here comes the pack screaming around. Bring the caution out for the first time. So Garrett Grant brings out the caution for the first time here at Chicagoland. We'll head on to pit road and see what's going on. Yes, already drivers in their stall as they get ready to go back out. 119 laps remaining in this race. Hunter Sluppy, what do you got?
Well, for the cause of that yellow, the admins ruled it net code. I had a look at it as well, and it was just slight net code, but nonetheless, no incident points there. Dylan Alt early on, like literally 3 laps into the race, was already planning on saving fuel and was doing that strategy because of his EOL, trying to capitalize on some strategy, trying to one-stop it, but obviously with the yellow coming out, that didn't help. A lot of guys just trying to, we're trying to buy their time. Burghart's Motorsports, Max Service at Berger, they were taking advantage of the opportunity that they had in front of them with the track position, and Ricky Springer probably has the best car so far. I didn't know he started that far back in 34th, but 34th to 1st in 10 laps sounds pretty good. Timely yellow for some if they were trying to stretch it to do a one-stop. So everybody come in, I would assume they fill up on fuel with 4 tires as well. I'm not sure if anyone took 2 or not, but quiet over the radio for the most part.
The radio, pretty quiet indeed. I would say, you know why they're pretty quiet?
Why is that?
Because the racing is so good. They have no point. They can't talk right now with how it's all 2 wide, 3 wide, all that mixed in between.
Yeah, I joined in with Cosby and the Shoe and the Lucky Ducks group, and he said, "Oh, we're 4 wide," and then that was it. No one else said a word there for the next 2 laps.
And I believe that's going to be a consistent flow. A little change up towards the front. Berger, Okrezik, toe-to-toe. We've seen Seth Berger now lead multiple laps in this race, but with 118 laps remaining, who knows what's going to fly any which way. James Scioli back and forth. Ricky Springer in 5th. Slaughter, Nichols, Knoll, Polimas, and Curran rounding out that top 10. Pace car make the hard left on the pit road, and you got 117 laps of ripping top, ripping bottom, 3 wide, 4 wide. Sit back and relax. We're back green from Chicagoland. James Scioli, P4. Jake Nichols, P5. Ooh, Kresick. Swipe the bow of all three machines. He's going to hold on a second. And look at the scrum from third on back. Nichols on the bottom. Rode the apron. Should we say both Nichols went down on the apron? Tyler in the 9 machine. Jake in the 73. 3 wide, 4 wide, and just up ahead, the fight for second. Just cannot look away from the action on the track. For all the members, yes, we did get new icons, newer icons will be coming out soon, but I think that new green flag is really well liked from all of you down below. Once again, the Indiana 500 will be happening May 16th, so do keep that in mind. Springer is there, and he's fighting for that top spot. Look to the inside, didn't like it. Looks to the outside, and I think there's an opportunity, but Berger can just keep the back bumper on the nose till Springer opens it back up in the tri-oval. And there's Connor Kresick. Jeremy Miller to the outside. Does he keep it off the wall? He does. Miller to fourth. Springer to the lead. Caution. On the speedway for an incident deeper in the field. May have been Cosmin Yoneshinu. Ryan Swan, Anna Sogank, and so many others. Just when the racing was getting hot and feisty. An incident has occurred. Bring us under the yellow flag. Look at the damage on the nose of that's warning. Go ahead and watch back. Yikes. And as Sogak, others going right around. Peyton Howe, Yoneshinu. Noses it into the outside wall. This is into turns 3 and 4. Dylan Alt quickly on the brakes. He's got some right side damage. And for the driver that's been so good this year, not how he wanted this race to turn out. At least up to this moment with that drive-through penalty. I believe it does start with a 71 coming down. Look up top for Cosman. Four wide, 5 wide, just for a moment, Blaze McKinney. No, it was not Yoneshinu. Matter of fact, that may have been someone else. Was that possibly Hayden Swink or Max Brady? In that 72, excuse me, I said Max Brady. That's his brother. That being Kenny Brady here in the 72, I believe, the cause of this accident. Pull it back and watch. 4 wide. That's what she wrote. So 111 laps to go here from Chicagoland Speedway. Springer, Berger, Miller, Okrezik. Lineup as the top 4, Nichols, Knoll, Scioli, Slaughter, Brower, and Nichols as well. Up inside the top 10, Hunter. It got wild, and I would say very quickly.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Connor Horn not too happy about being in the middle of that, and Sogak not happy about being caught up in that. Kenny Brady, the 72, was kind of me in the middle there, the four wide situation. Just kind of the odd man out. That's all there is to it. No one else is really truly upset. They're just more annoyed that happened.
Indeed. Still a lot of racing left to go. Is there any strategy in play, or is it going to be go, go, go? The answer, just that. Back underway from Chicagoland. Jeremy Miller, Seth Knoll, Tyler Nichols, Brad Slaughter Jr. All tied up. Springer the leader. Okresik wanted to get to the bottom, but Miller jammed the nose in, and there he is, fighting for the third position. Four wide, three wide. You see it. You're watching it all go down. That's Brower in the middle. That's Miller to the outside, just in front of him. Still three wide it is. Travis Beckner sneaks on through. $108 to go. Seth Knoll bottom. It's an all tied up for the third position. Springer on the outside of Berger. Little wheel for the top spot. Nicole, should I say Knoll, looking for a way maybe through this three-car battle, maybe making it a four-car battle. Your race leader, Seth Berger, here from Chicagoland. Okresik underneath Slaughter Jr. Can he get there? Don't think he can. Man, slamming into each other. Springer 51, Berger 77. And also trying to get that run, coming off turn number 2. Has them tied up once again, toe to toe. Springer chipping back to the outside. Knoll back there in fourth. Miller back there in third. Okresik on the inside, lined up with Scioli. Don't know what Scioli can work with. Springer, Berger. 105, now 104 laps to go from Chicagoland, and they're still in a dead heat. This is the racing we can expect all the way to checker flag. There is no doubt about it. This is how it is going to go. The next gen at Chicagoland has always been this good on iRacing. Has had 2 e-ticket events, has been a part of the Area Cup Series for quite some time now, and look at the runs we've got. We got the battle for the lead and the driver watching on for third, the battle for fourth, a driver watching on for fifth. This could be a 3-horse race for the lead, a 3-horse race for fourth, in or around the next 10 to 15 seconds. Did I say 3? Maybe 4 going for the lead as Miller is on Knoll. Put the 3 fingers to the air, because there are 3 wide just for a moment. 102 laps to go. Berger's trying what he can. Gets right down to the inside, trying to block off any momentum from Seth Knoll. Caution. We'll have us racking them up again. Overson, others slow towards the back half of the field. I believe we may have the opportunity to go ahead and catch a replay. Deep on in the field, take a look. Oh, Max Service. Got into it with Garrett Grant. Second incident for Grant in this race. Unfortunately, not what he wanted to see. Watch once more. Just put the nose on in there, and that was about it. So Service finds the outside wall. Ricky Springer will get ready for a restart as the race leader. Seth Berger, Noel Miller will be the top four as we get ready to try this all once again. Hunter Sluppy has been so good. He's been going to different drivers and teams to get a word. Another caution in the books. Hunter, are we looking at any type of green flag pit stops, possibly any drivers talking about that? Or do they think it's just going to be go, go, go all the way to the checkered flag?
There's some people, they play Powerball. Some people, they play Mega Millions. Others are playing the tire lottery here today at Chicagoland. Some of the guys were talking about whether they're coming in for tires now or staying out and saving tires for later. So there's a 50-50 split agenda on pit road as far as that's concerned. For the yellow, Max Service got the +2 for the incident points, and he even said himself that he felt like he came up in the corner. He wasn't 100% sure. That's about it. Everybody else is just trying to navigate their way through the chaos deeper and deeper into the run.
All right. Yeah, you already got 100 laps to go. We got 40 under the books pretty quickly. These cautions have changed some things up. Is there any, I want to say, any questions from drivers on the racing? Any complaints you heard?
Not a specific driver, but just some of the guys that are stuck 3 wide and even 4 wide that are more so annoyed because they some were involved in that yellow. Like very few drivers were involved in that yellow where they went 4 wide going into turn 3. So they're more so annoyed that you can't win the race on lap 40 going 4 wide into turn 3. So just a little frustration here and there, but no one specifically.
All right. Chevys, they make up the top 3, soon to be the top 4. Seth Knoll kind of just in that mix as one of the lone drivers. Squeak things around. I was about to say one of the only solar flare drivers up there. Then you see James Scioli hanging out there in 5th. Springer, Berger, Miller, with that smoke-inspired paint scheme, gets ready to try it again. The racing has been a blast. The live chat has been a blast. A lot of you excited for NR Night to return tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We're glad you are excited. We hope to see you all there. .98 laps to go from Chicagoland. Springer the leader, Trumbull in the back. Patrick Moon stuck up to the outside wall. And a heavy hit for that 34. Starts dropping back, 3 wide, 4 wide. Deeper in the pack, Blaze McKinney. Springer under fire from Noel, that's for the race lead. Springer to the outside of Miller. Just bounced off the wall, still goes for position. Now Seth Noel has to deal with the two drivers behind him. Berger P3. Can he keep Miller behind? Tony Stewart-inspired paint schemes running 4th and 5th. Ricky Springer, a man on a mission to find victory lane, has been on one heck of a roll. 24 laps led of this 46 laps so far completed. The 140 lap feature. Will Presic, trouble! Around goes the 98, back up across the field. Zambroshu, and the caution will wave for the 3rd time. And we're going to see that with the consistency of how energetic things have been. Watch back. Beckner, 28, dives to the bottom. Blaze McKinney doing what he can. James Scioli got loose in front of the 98, had to stand on the brakes, and around he goes. Good old loop-de-loop and pull, and there he went. We've yet to get the opportunity to go and interview some drivers. Let's see who we can go ahead and drag in. You know, Springer has been running really well. We've interviewed Noel multiple times before. Max Service, he's been involved in a couple incidents, so let's go ahead and speak actually with both the Berg drivers. Service, Berger, John Ramos, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to go one at a time here. Service, you've been involved in a previous incident. Are you able to bounce back from it?
Probably not. The car turns really good. Not how it should, but it's hurt.
And for your teammate Seth Berger, you've been up there dicing it out. What is it going to take for you to go to victory lane with all this, you know, all this competition around you?
I don't know. I am not used to being up front in this league, so it's pretty damn cool to be dicing it up with the leaders. So hopefully I can learn enough and stay up front at the end. And Burger Nation, rise up.
I like it. What's your favorite burger?
Gotta be a classic smash burger with some bacon and grilled onions on it.
Oh, how about that?
Damn right, the best one.
Okay, you got the one to go here. 92 laps to go. You said you really don't know, but I mean, you gotta know something. You're up there, right? So let's give the viewers a little bit of diagnosis. Tires, fuel, is that a worry at all? Or is it, hey, whoever's gonna win this race is whoever can just stay up front because we're gonna have more cautions coming?
My strategy is just to stay up front as much as possible, trying to defend while saving tires, and learning on the fly. It's a home track, so I got a little better of a feel for the driving angles and all that stuff, but I'll just see strategies just to stay up front, hope the tires stay on, and hope there's no fuel strategy.
10-4 on that to both of you, Burger Nation, everyone watching back at home. Good luck indeed. We're going to bring it back. Hunter quickly went ahead and interviewed the Burger guys. What do you got for us?
Well, number one, Patrick Moose was upset that Dwayne Culverson took him out of the contention for this race. And two, Travis Beckner's just minding his P's and Q's, and Brochu came down into him, and then over the radio, David Weiser was voicing his displeasure with what the guys were discussing about it being a track temp issue or a driver issue. He said that it's more so a driver issue with the reason for all these yellows.
10-4. Information being thrown left and right. 92 laps to go from Chicagoland. Caution. And they didn't even get full saw on that one. Incident all the way to the outside of turns 1 and 2. May have involved Blaze McKinney. And it did. McKinney. Right front suspension. Goodbye. Connor Okrezik. Max Service. Reese Schaefer. Okrezik was having a great run. Schaefer mostly running around towards the tail end of the pack. And Service, another incident being in part. Making his day go from just bad to worse. Still 42 drivers left on the racing surface. A couple of them multiple laps down like Ryan Swan, Sanisak, Moose, and Ennis Hogak. That's going to add a couple more to that tally. Oh, Kresick. Not happy with Blaze McKinney, and we're going to have to go ahead and possibly hear from him on what all occurred. Let's watch the replay. Wow. And a huge look for both those drivers. Okrezik, John Ramos, we saw the actions on pit road. What happened there?
Like there, he tried to stick it 3 wide, and there was no gap to stick it 3 wide. And he just drove into my left rear and wrecked me. Like, it happens every week with that dude. He's just not good at driving. And everybody in this league has a problem with him because he keeps crashing people, and nobody will do anything about it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
That's unfortunate. Is the car killed?
Oh, yeah, no, I left. I had a meatball.
Very unfortunate, indeed, Connor O'Crest. We hope to see you back soon. You know what? This isn't the first time I've had an interview with you after an incident. And I'm not going to lie. There's a reason why I didn't say much. Because I wondered if you were going to say it again.
Nah, not right now. Not right now. I'll save that for like real life stuff when there's like 100,000 people that watch a Facebook video, apparently.
Well, unfortunate what happened here, but were you thinking about? You had to be thinking about it a little bit, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting another interview from this guy after a crash.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I could have said that.
Well, unfortunate that you are out of this race, and good luck with the rest of the year.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Connor O'Cresick. I may have to add context to all of that, so I think this is a perfect time to do so. Connor O'Cresick drives super late models in person. My first ever time pit reporting a super late model race, let alone the ASA Southern Super Series, was at Speedfest, Cordele Motor Speedway, used to be called, including at that time, Watermelon Capital Speedway. O'Cresick got involved in an incident with Josh Berry and others, and I was told, hey, go interview Josh Berry. Saw Josh Berry, went to go try to get an interview with him, couldn't get one, politely declined. And then someone from Racing America said, go interview Connor O'Cresick, and I did. And he said drivers race a certain way that I will not say on this broadcast, and it went everywhere, because that was the first time I'd done an interview, and I had a response that was very wild. And my reaction was on the broadcast, and it has been talked about a lot since then. Love Speedfest, love Cordele Motor Speedway. You get an opportunity to join us at Cordele. You should. Speedfest usually happens there in January. Back underway here at Chicagoland Speedway with 88 laps to go. Ricky Springer, the race leader, and he's tailing off to turn 1. Miller, Knoll, and Kenny Brady. Brady around there in the 4th position. Berger in 5th. Scioli, Turner, Howe, and Nichols. 3 wide, 4 wide, trying to find a beat. Oh, Barroso checking up on the inside lane. Gets Weishart 3 wide, 4 wide, looking nearly 5 as well. 1 of the throttle. You ever want to know what the 405 was like? Check that. You want to know what it's like to drive through the Chicago area, Metro Chicago, downtown Chicago, at about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning? This is what you got. Run for the race lead, Seth Knoll. Ran so well earlier in the season, struggled a little bit from about round 3 to enter around round 6, part of round 7, and here he is, top of the board in his Toyota. Scioli in 8th. Connor Horn, Josh Cottle. Tanner Beffa, Jake Nichols, Tyler Nichols. And with 83 laps to go, this is what you got, the race for the lead. Ricky Springer has just been the Iceman tonight. He's been able to find his way through drivers like most would not be able to. But Seth Knoll, he hasn't been getting away, grabbing the quarter panel to the center of the corner. .82 to go. Miller watching on from P3. Now looks to the outside. Kenny Brady looking to go 1 for 1. He's up the 4th. And Foley has it down the loud pedal. 80 laps to go here from Chicagoland. Great things to come on the IDK Player YouTube channel, the Indiana 500. If you haven't already and you want to be a part of it, sign-ups are linked in the live chat below. And tomorrow, Enter Night in America, yes, is back, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Come on, you don't want to miss it. We're trying to figure out who the best IndyCar drivers are that we can have in the Indiana 500. Springer outside, Noel inside. Miller, Brady, Kenny Brady up the 4th. Looks well right up front. Can Seth Knoll do some damage? He's underneath Kenny Brady in the 72. Bailey Turner hanging out at 6th. Nolan second, Brady back to 3rd. Howell, Miller, Turner, Berger 6th and 7th. Cabot in 8th, Cottle in 9th, and there's Jake Nichols back at 10th. Oh man, what a save by Springer off the nose of Kenny Brady. Nearly right, hooked into the outside wall, track into turn one, and Springer can rejoin the battle just up front. Man, oh man. Do we watch back or do we watch the 3 wide? More contact. And Springer nearly gets jammed in the wall, that by Miller. Josh Cottle on the scene. He's in a second. And if you've been watching around doing other things during this race, I'll get your eyes glued to the TV quickly, because this is not over. Nichols up the speedway, finds his way into Howell. Three by three, you would think we're at Daytona. No, this is just Chicagoland. And it's still not done. Springer goes to the middle. Berger drops back just in the row behind him. And Connor Horn says, let's put the lawn pedal back down. He's 3 wide top. This is sim racing at its best. I just cannot believe the save we saw. Turner on the bottom. Kenny Brady back up to 5th. Peyton Howell, Josh Cottle. Miller P2, Howell P3. With 72 laps to go, it's now calm, at least up front for now. Deeper in the field, Scioli. Well down to the bottom. Brandon Bowie, Weishart, Hayden Swank. A traffic jam, a never-ending traffic jam at over 193 miles per hour. Rosu's back up the 7th. And they're 4 wide, deeper in the field. Tanner Betha. And Jacob Brower just underneath them. And I asked that live chat, I asked you guys down there, is this going to be race of the year for the Area Cup Series? 52% said yes, and right now, it's showing that. Weishart in the fence. Philip Groner, Tyler Nichols, Frankie Barroso, Berger underneath, 3 wide, Polimas on the outside. Trouble, spinning. Brower in the wall, Groner in the wall, O'Rourke goes to 23 as well, Barroso with heavy damage and the caution will wave. He just knew it wasn't going to be able to last. Didn't work out in the right hands. Let's see it again. Wow. Three wide, four wide. You can see it once more. Comes around, goes around. Very, very quickly. Man, this race has been unbelievable. With what we've had going on and all the great things, we have Hunter Sleppies hanging out with Triforce. Hunter, they have to be ecstatic. Well, some have to be ecstatic. Others probably not so much the drivers involved in the incident.
I haven't talked with any that are ecstatic that they're in the incident. I've talked with some that are disappointed that they're in the incident. Ed Robertson's just complaining that he wants to run his scuffed tires rather than new tires because he doesn't have many laps on his current tires. So that's the dilemma there. Throughout, everybody else is just really annoyed. Connor Horn, I mentioned earlier that David Weisler was upset with the way guys were racing each other. Connor Horn is upset with that. Jeremy Miller had a moment where he was 3 wide in the middle of the top 5, almost lost it there, so he had a little frustration there, but guys are racing each other hard, 3 wide, 4 wide. For that wreck, I don't, oh yeah, they just rolled it, +2 to the 48. Jacob Brower just came up right into the 78, and all carnage ensued after that. So some damage for Travis Beckner. Brandon Bowie, not too thrilled about being caught up in that as well. And these guys are going to be flirting with possibly making it all the way on fuel if we go green all the way.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to say, we hear Jonathan Evans already saving, so let's do the game of who's saving. Now, Howell's in the gas. Seth Knowles in the gas. Kenny Brady. Roshu. Okay, so some are saving. Something to know. Good update there from Hunter Sleppy as we get ready to go green. If you haven't been excited yet, get ready because this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. 66 laps to go. Two by two. Ace car makes a hard left on the pit road, and we're going to try it again. 65 laps to go from Chicagoland. Toyota's 1, 2, 3. Brady into the side of Evans. You see the damage on the nose from the incidents he's been a part of. Al Cabot. Oh, in the fence goes Brochu. Everyone else scatters to the bottom or still stuck 3 wide. That's, I believe, the 13. Yes, it is. Josh Connell, the highest running forward in the middle. Brochu again. .63 to go. Jake Nichols has got that advantage. Everyone else still mostly scattering. Brown Slaughter Jr. to the outside. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide behind him. Polimas into Grant. Weishart 4 wide with Berger. Can you believe that there's still 4 wide like this deeper in the race? Hand over fist. Garrett Grant lick the stamp and just send it. What a save. Just unbelievable how these drivers have been able to race close quarters under these conditions And oh, by the way, you may have to save fuel because there's no guarantee you'll make it to the end. There's Berger peeking underneath Polimas. I mean, he's just doing anything and everything. .61 laps to go here from Chicagoland Speedway. This is the Area Cup Series. Wants to thank everyone that's been hanging out with us tonight. It has been one heck of a ride of racing. And I'm telling you, someone's going to find victory lane. And if they do, you should check out Victory Fuel. Celebrate tonight's win with Victory Fuel. Choose from caffeine-free flavors like Throttle Punch, Purple Potion, or Lucky Lemon. Each can is packed with electrolytes, charged with vitamins, and kid-friendly. Get 10% off your order with code AREA iRacing at checkout. Nichols out of company, and we just missed it. Jonathan Evans going around to the race lead. I don't think he's going to be out there long. How these Toyotas have been running, nothing short of amazing. A Ford has yet to go to victory lane in 2025. And I think the lucky duck of Josh Cottle wants to make that change. Just in front of him, Brad Slaughter Jr. Just behind, Seth Knoll and Peyton Howell. With 58 to go, still a lot to be done, a lot to change. Slumpy John Ramos, you got a copy. We heard some guys saving once again. Are they forced to come in, or do they think they can make it?
Some guys are saving right now. Every chat I've been in, they're talking about saving fuel. They're like 5 laps, 6 laps, 7 laps short. So Jake Nichols already said that he's not going to do fuel saving. He's just going to go for it and see what happens. His teammates, not so much. They're looking into fuel saving. Same with Solid Rock, Powerhouse, Triforce. Working my way up through the channels, but so far everybody's trying to save fuel at some point because they're at least 5 laps short.
Good to know. Usually when they start saving, you don't see that 3x3, 4x4. In this case, it's 2x2, and then maybe a scattered 3-wide move here or there. Saving fuel. Let's go ahead and look at some of these lap times. So the best time out of Cabot, a 36. He just ran a 39. Best time out of Howell, a 36. He just ran a 31.1. Best time out of Kenny Brady, 37, just ran a 39. That's just general fall off. And then deeper on, you see Barrett Polimas. I would say this is a little bit more of saving. A 36.05 running in the throttle, a 31.015. That's just last time around. So anybody really in that 31, I would say, is flirting with the idea of saving fuel. I mean, it's maybe a 10th or 2. I mean, saving 6 or 7 laps, that's one heck of a challenge. Really have to be stuck in the drought if you want to go ahead and make that work. For Seth Nolan Company, I'm not sure if they're going to be fully on board with it. But for Brad Slaughter Jr., he's riding around in 3rd, looking for his first win of the 2025 Area Cup Series season. Find that groove that works for you and stick to it. Slaughter and Nichols, 1-2, riding 2nd and 3rd. Model P3. Oh, Slaughter to the outside will pick up the spot. .53 to go. Evans, Nichols, Slaughter, Cottle, the lone Ford up inside the top 20. I would even go ahead and argue it's even more than just the top 20. Maybe as far back as the top 25. Drivers out of the race. Moose, McKinney, Okrezik, and Schaefer, Senesac, and Swan both 60 laps down, waiting on pit road. Really, 36 drivers left racing. Service 2 laps down, and a Sogek 1 down, and then Travis Beckner 1 down as well. This is what you got up front. Nolan Brochu. And I think some guys are starting to think, okay, hey, we cannot save that much. We are going to be forced to have green flag stops or maybe pray for a yellow. .50 to go. Seth Knoll, Adam Cabot. There's the move. Sam Brochu to the inside. Jake Nichols there in that second position. Has Slaughter and company behind. Still has Evans out in front of him. The racing has been intense. It's been fun to watch nonetheless. But you're getting that point of the race where, okay, almost 100 laps completed. There was the main group out in front. You saw them there. Deeper on, scattered cars racing for position. All single filing out. Did I say maybe that they thought it's over? I don't think so. Let's listen in. Inputs of Slaughter. If they continue to run single file, someone is thinking of saving fuel. Back to Slaughter. I mean, he was out of the gas more than most. There's Bailey Turner. He's lost a little bit of ground. He may not be saving down into this corner. Connor Horn, let's listen in. Just about even. Running 31 threes, 31 fours, fastest at 36. I mean, this has been a green flag run, but it's not been a lengthy one at that. In around 65 laps to go, we had that restart. I believe actually it was 63. We're under 47 laps to go. Not enough to be closing in on that full second fall off, including with the NASCAR Next Gen. Jonathan Evans, Ray Sleater, Nichols, we talked about just saying he's going to go up there and get him and race his heart out. Slaughter looking high, Nichols in the middle. And a move toe-to-toe. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone that's been hanging out with us. It is May 5th, 2025, and you're watching the Area Cup Series as the night continues to loom for our friends on the East Coast, 10:14 local time. For us in our studios here in Nashville, Tennessee, it is 9:14. You may be saying, what time is it possibly for our friend Anna Sogak? We're going to go ahead and look up that time for you with 44 to go. For Anna Sogak, it is currently 6:15 at night. Not too bad, honestly. Not too bad at all. Just about 5 hours back from our friends on the East Coast. And with 63 laps to go, this is your top three under a half a second. Josh Cottle finding his way into fourth under a full second. Adam Cabot, Seth Knoll, Barrett Polimas, and Bailey Turner. Now that big chunk of machines working their way just outside that top six, top seven. Tanner Betha. Seth Berger in front of Connor Horn. These drivers fighting just outside the top 10. 42 laps to go here with the Area Cup Series at Chicagoland Speedway. We continue to rock and roll with everyone hanging out with us. Hunter Sluppy, he's been going from team to team. And Hunter, I'm telling you, I'm starting to question things. Saving, yes. Saving, no. Oh, Jake Nichols. Didn't we talk about Nichols possibly going all the way because he shut the car off into turn 3?
Yeah, that was the get-go. I guess he's changed his mind. Some guys have changed their mind on fuel strategy. They decided to go all out now instead of try to save, banking on a yellow. And when I asked Cosme Yonoshibu about it, he said, "Oh no, now we're not going to get any more yellows." So he's not looking forward to the green flag run now. So yeah, so it's still about 50-50. Some guys are committed to saving fuel. Others are just, screw it, we'll wait for a yellow to come out. If it comes out, fine. If it doesn't, oh well. That's where we're at this moment.
Oh, poor Cosman. He wanted one more crash. Hey, he had enough at New Hampshire. I'm totally okay with this race going green. We're seeing a fuel mileage run. I mean, we're watching on the nose of Jake Nichols right now as Brad Slaughter Jr. got around him. Jonathan Evans got around him, and all right, we're under a fuel lottery from Chicagoland. And now the question is, who can make up what? Single file mostly, Tanner Betha, Connor Horn, Bear Polimas, all kind of sizing up toe-to-toe, wheel-wheel. And here comes Brad Slaughter Jr. in that second groove. Lap machine out in front of Jonathan Evans. Fight for position. Inside, Dylan Ault. Usually when we see him up with the leaders, he's leading. In this case, going a lap down. Slaughter Jr., P2, Jake Nichols, Josh Connell, Seth Knoll. .36 to go. They're doing a great job holding each other off, but man, something's going to have to give. Junior in second, Nichols in third. Cottle hanging out in fourth, Knoll hitting out in fifth. Brochu, what a run he's had, he's up to sixth. 35 laps to go, some saving, some not. Oh, just well out of the gas. Connor Horn. Underneath Betha. Underneath Curran. Washing up, and that thing was a dart without feathers and had a wool out of the throttle. 3 wide, once more. Why not 4 wide, Peyton? How won't happen? Because he's lined up with Michael Curran. And I guarantee you was about to happen. John Hall thinks about it, nearly gets the nose in the middle. 3 wide, still it is, deeper in the pack. And that waiting game of who can make it to the end, if anybody. 6 to 7 laps of fuel, trying to save that. It's rough. .33 to go. Bailey Turner. Polimas, Curran, across that inside lane, has a 25 at Turner in front of him. 3 wide, 4 wide, Polimas, Hall, Betha, and Howell on the inside, squeezing back to 3. Up front, Jake Nichols, listen. From the thundering sound of that All-American muscle to the quietness like a Sunday drive in a small town. And this is what you turned in for. This right here. Race leader Jonathan Evans, Brad Slaughter Jr., Nichols, and Knoll. While the pack scurrying around them, still 3 and 4 wide. Look at Polimas, well into the outside lane, inches off the outside retaining wall. What can Connor Horn do? 30 to go. Turner underneath, Polimas on the outside. Slaughter Jr. closes in on Jonathan Evans, this time electing a lane to the outside. Jake Nichols within view. The isolated pack behind. What are they doing? Are they saving more? Well, they're turning slower lap times. That's a 32-second lap time just turned by Kenny Brady and Ben Pierce. Hunter, this is insane. The front part of the pack is pulled away. The back half of the pack is grouped together. Are they just saving more?
Well, I'm trying to get confirmation from some guys, but Jake Nichols is almost good to go. Jonathan Evans won't disclose. Trying to get Brad Slaughter's input on this. Yeah, very conflicting throughout the pit lane, but up front is getting spicy.
Yeah. All right, good to know. So some of them already good to go on fuel, which means they're going to fight it out. The rest of the pack, who knows? 27 to go. Evans, Slaughter, Nichols, and Knoll. Cabot has Polimas to the outside, Curran in the middle. Look at Connor Horn. 25 laps to go. Evans clears Slaughter. Find high wind to turn 3. Knoll P4, Cottle P5, John Hall P6. And that sun has been setting here from Chicagoland. The grip levels, in theory, would amp up if we had a restart. That restart not coming ever so quickly. Haley Turner in the middle. Adam Cabot on the bottom. Barrett Polimas on the outside. Garrett Grant in the middle. A tenth, maybe a tenth and a half between Brian Slaughter Jr. and Jonathan Evans. Are some calling bluffs? If you're just tuning in, yes, this is a fuel lottery. And you can hear why. 22 to go. Sun dipping behind the clouds. Top 5 breakaway. All under a second of each other. John Hall, winner from Homestead, rides in 6. Boshu, Turner, Cabot, Polimas, and Grant, with Scioli being the top 12. Evans to the inside, loses the lead to Brad Slaughter. His Whatnot Toyota finds the race lead. Now what about Nichols? Are they still fuel saving? Yes, they are. Connell back and fifth. Seth Nolan fourth. Runs down to the basement. Picks off Evans. Picks off the 73 of Nichols. Does he get Brad Slaughter Jr.? I think he could. Slaughter to second. Knoll to the lead. Solar Flare on the bottom. But is he good on fuel? He's not saving, he's going. He didn't hear any type of move out of the throttle, none of that. Seth Knoll, race leader, 19 left. Everyone else out of the throttle. And now Knoll is as well. It's that cat and mouse game of bluffing. Oh, I'm good, maybe I'm not good, I don't know. Who knows? $19 left. Knoll in front of Slaughter, Nichols underneath. Evans in fourth, Connell in fifth. What can Jake Nichols do in that third position? And this is just a chess game right now, right? You're having to battle with fuel saving. You want the track position at the same time. And Brad Slaughter Jr. trying to do the unthinkable. Underdog win, fuel lottery, punch your ticket to the postseason. No point in waiting till Talladega. Do it now, 16 to go. Toyota's lined up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only Ford in this group, Cottle. And he's purposely not made any moves. Underneath him. Can he do it? Slaughter holds on. Let's put this in terms of that of chess. Your pawns are off, they're gone. That was early in the race. Where do you hold your king? Where do you hold your queen? Do you still have maybe anything else on the board that could be of use? Well out of the gas. You know, matter of fact, look at the intervals. Forget the intervals. Look at the mile per hour on the bottom. Right, they're topping like 195 under full saw. This is 185 into turn one. Maybe you got 2 knights left, maybe you got 2 bishops left, but the 8 pawns are gone. 13 to go from Chicagoland, and it is 5 drivers under a bubble. Broshu, 2.5 back. Can he close? I think that second group may be closing. They're running a little bit quicker of a lap time. Don't just think it could be these top 5 drivers. This is what sim racing's all about. Noel to the bottom, Slaughter to the outside. And Josh Cottle now on the offensive. Sticks on the board. 11 to go from Illinois. Fuel lottery at its finest. Slaughter on the outside, Cottle with him. And he's able to do it again. Slides to the center. Drives off exit. 10 to go. The sim world watches on as Group 2 trying anything to close in as they have to save. Do all the drivers make it to the end? Did they all save enough? Back single file, 9 to go. This is intense. It's crazy. Slaughter gets the lead at one point, then Nichols takes it back. Josh Cottle watches on, and then it just goes quiet when they enter the corner. On the pedal, Josh Cottle. Seth Knoll dropping back. He's in the 5th position. Ricky Springer, who at one point led this race, a lot down, maybe more. Pulls in, tucks in behind Seth Knoll. 8 to go from Chicagoland. To the bottom. Trying to cut the tri-oval. Goes a 3 machine, but opens the door for Nichols in the middle. Josh Cottle in the 13, down to the inside. Ooh, slides wide. 6 to go, and you have a hungry Hounds of Machines just over a second back in 6th. They've been doing the most saving. Look at James Scioli. He just made up 2/10 in turn 1. Three wide. Noel to the bottom of Cottle. Evans to the outside of them both. When you go to Chicagoland, you just don't know what you're going to get. 5 laps left. Top 5 under 4/10 as the driver sitting back in 6 may have enough fuel, as you know the ones up front possibly don't. Solar Flare 1-2. What a comeback performance this season from Darlington, trying to rally with another great finish in round number 8, a chance at a championship. It starts with a win, unless you can point your way in. Noel to the lead, Nichols underneath. He's got something for him. And when you saw Chicagoland on the schedule, you knew it was going to be good. You knew it was going to be great. But with 3 laps remaining, there's still no guarantee of a winner in the top 5. Noel grabs the quarter panel, brings in Nichols. Left side's on the white line, and here comes Evans. It's a Toyota Daydream as they're 1, 2, 3, 4. Cotto back there in the 5th position, the lone Ford. 2 to go. And Evans is on his horse. Seth Knoll has yet to go to victory lane this year. Trying to see if he can do it now. The answers you've all have questions to will be answered in 1 lap. Salamanca, 1 to go from Illinois. Is there enough fuel for Seth Knoll? Is there enough fuel for Jake Nichols? Final time. Down the back straightaway. And into 3 and 4. Nichols with a drive won't reach the back bumper. Knoll can see the checkered flag. He's gonna do it. He's gonna win at Chicagoland. Seth Knoll, welcome to the postseason in the Area Cup Series. Nichols P2, Evans P3, Scioli P4. Cottle, Turner, Horn, Howell, Nichols, and Cabot. What a race. And what a finish indeed. We'll get ready to burn it down with all the viewers watching back at home. League Night in America, feeling victories all year long. Yes, NO Night in America is back tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I don't think he's going to have enough for a burnout. Celebrate tonight's win with Victory Fuel. Choose from caffeine-free flavors like Throttle Punch, Purple Potion, or Lucky Lemon. Each can is packed with electrolytes, charged with vitamins, and kid-friendly. Get 10% off your order with code AREA iRacing at checkout. How about it? Seth Knoll able to do what everything's checked out to be. Knoll, congratulations. Welcome to Victory Lane. And we're going to go ahead and try it once again. Knoll, John Ramos, got a copy.
I got you.
Yes, there you are, my man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, man. Very quiet night, I guess, for us. We were just kind of
Quiet
the whole way. I mean, we were just kind of hanging around. And we hung around until Ricky burned his stuff off on that one run. Then we got the yellow. And then the fuel save. Everybody was just, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So we're all just sitting there puttering as slow as we can, trying to hold up the draft. And thankfully us, we had the tires enough at the end, as well as a 1/10 of a gallon enough of fuel to be able to race Jake there and have a good little brawl for the last 2 laps.
You talked about fuel. Some were bluffing, saying, oh yeah, we can make it to the end with like 20 laps to go, they thought, but you're still saving up till the latter half of the race. Did you think someone was possibly going to get around you and just go full saw?
I was worried a little bit early in the run, just because the draft is so massive here with this car. You never know who's going to get a run at what point, who's really good at saving, who isn't. Looked like a couple of the guys getting taken out early kind of helped with that to fiddle the field down a little bit. And a lot of people, like James in our channel, he was way better at fuel saving than us. He was just so far back from the run before. And then we were able to break the draft, and then it was just really 5 of us, and just based on what I had seen from Evans and Brad, there was just no way they were going to make it with the pace that they were running. So me, Jake, and looked like Cowdle was kind of just chilling with us. And I kind of saved a little bit better early in the run, burnt too much fuel in the mid-run, and then kind of sat back. Y'all probably saw me go up next to Brad, and then I puttered back, sit in the back of the pack for a couple laps, and able to get back up front, just enough fuel to hit the little brawl at the end.
Yes, sir. Congratulations on the win. What do you want to say to the viewers?
Be sure to download the app DraftyCar, and you too can experience what we just experienced at Chicagoland.
Are you in DraftyCar?
I'm not. I don't think I've ever talked to Jake about being in it yet. So maybe.
Maybe.
Never know. Check out JWR Cars as well. Appreciate them hopping on. They're on the hood tonight, and hopefully we can go get another one next week.
Congratulations on the win.
All right, appreciate you, man.
That is Seth Knoll, winner here at Chicagoland. Jake Nichols, this week, P2, but still a strong outing. Did you think maybe you could have something in those final portions? Did you think maybe he would run out?
I knew Seth was better in terms of fuel amount. I probably should have stayed next to him. I saw Jonathan kind of lurking behind us, and we brawled before, like the lap before, and doored, and I didn't want to give it away just in case. So I was kind of taking it easy, but just making sure also that I had enough fuel, because I ran out right after the checkered. But either way, a great night for us. I can't really qualify here. I feel like more times than not, I'm kind of in the back, just lurking around, and we took 2 tires once, and I knew it would be the strat and be the way to stay up front, and had to give up the lead early in that last stint just to make sure we could make it to the checkered on fuel, because I knew it was so close. But we had a good brawl there. It was kind of crazy. Some 3 wide, some door banging, 2 wide battles for the win, all trying to save fuel at the same time. And you know, thankfully with DraftyCar and JWR race cars on board, the solar flare machines were hauling the mail, and I guess we got good fuel mileage too, with all 4 of us in the top 10 of the main 4 on solar flares. So overall, a pretty good night.
Well, it was a very good night. Indy coming down to the checkered flag. What's the look now? I mean, you guys have really caught your stride as a team.
Yeah, we kind of knew this middle ground. We had a lot of good tracks for us. It really, honestly, later too, it kind of worked out. But more this middle stretch is really nice for us. I'm curious to see how like Martinsville goes as well. I love that place, so I'm hoping we're pretty fast and go and hopefully dominate. Honestly, I want to go and just destroy everybody if I can, you know. But you like to do that every week. That's the goal, is to go out here and win. And we worked together pretty good tonight, and it worked out with a 1-2, and honestly, pretty much max team points at the end of the night.
Yeah, indeed, that is the overall goal. At the end of the day, another strong finish for you and your team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and get Jonathan Evans. Evans, top 3. You were fighting for the lead at one point during that race. Final moments, what did you need?
I just needed them to be side by side for a little longer. Just a great race by the Triforce team. When that caution came out and I was in second, I just wanted to get the lead, because you know, they were wrecking every 5 laps. It felt like for a little while there, so I wanted to get the lead on the restarts, and it never happened. And then I kind of looked down at the fuel gauge and I was like, oh crap. So I had to drop back and save a little bit. But yeah, I honestly can't believe that I saved enough to even be in the position where I was at the end. But yeah, just a really fun race, clean racing up front, and a huge points day that we definitely needed. So I'll take that.
Viewers back at home, watching you go all the way through, do you think you're peaking at the right moment?
For sure. I mean, we only have, 3 more races until the playoffs? So my main goal is to make the playoffs, and then whatever happens from there is just extra. So, yeah.
Only a handful of races left. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Top 3 there for Jonathan Evans. We'll go through the running order before we go ahead and give our final thoughts and go ahead and see you all tomorrow for NR Night in America. Seth Knoll takes home the victory at Chicagoland. Jake Nichols, Jonathan Evans, James Scioli, Josh Connell, Bailey Turner, Connor Horn, and Payne Howell take the top 8. Tyler Nichols and Adam Kabik round out that top 10. Seth Berger, Michael Curran, David Weishart with Ben Pierce, Hayden Swing, Barrett Polimas, Brad Slaughter Jr., Brandon Bowie, Frankie Barroso, and John Hall say hello to the top 20. Kenny Brady, Brett Punkari, Ed Robertson, Sam Brochu with Philip Groner. That is the top 25. Ricky Springer ends his day a lap down. Dwayne Culberson, Jeremy Miller, Garrett Grant, Cosmin Yonashinu, top 30, also a lap down. Dylan Alt, Tanner Betha with Max Service, and a Sogak 4 laps down, 33rd and 34th. Jacob Bauer out of the race. Travis Beckner, 47 laps down, 36. Patrick Moose, Blaze McKinney, Connor O'Kresick, and Schaefer did not finish, with Senesac and Ryan Swan in the same boat there. Hunter, what a race. Can you believe it? I believe we may have lost Hunter Sleppy there just for a moment. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him back. Unfortunately, it seemed like we are taken out of the broadcast chat. We'll see if we can get Sleppy one more time so we can go ahead and get those final thoughts. There we go. Not sure what happened. I think someone may have disconnected me. Hunter, nonetheless, final thoughts from you.
Fantastic race, fantastic fuel mileage race at that. And, you know, halfway through the race, I asked Brad if there was going to be a fuel lottery rather than a tire lottery. He said, well, I think that ship has sailed. Bit him in the end, in the very end, ran out on the last lap. But he even said it, chatting it up with Solar Flare after the race. He said, hey, that's a great day for me regardless, just having a shot at contention there. It's a shame that he ran out of fuel, didn't get the finish that he would have wanted, but I did say in the beginning, Solar Flare, they've dominated this track here, past and current drivers, and Seth Knoll, 3-time winner now at Chicagoland. I think the next one up would be for James Scioli to crack a win himself. 4 of the top 5 in points all have a win on the season. That 4th place driver in points being James Scioli, still winless, and Seth Knoll is now the new points leader after tonight's race.
Very interesting indeed, and we got a new round coming up just after this one. What a race it was. I mean, we're, 4 races left till the end of the regular season. We still have Talladega to go ahead and work through. We still have, I mean, a great amount of tracks. Martinsville, Kansas, Coda as well. And then the playoffs start with Bristol, Nashville, Las Vegas, Auto Club, and Charlotte. It's been a heck of a year so far for the Area Cup Series, so we're going to say goodnight for now, but I'll see you all Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, as NR Night in America returns. I'm John Ramos, that's Hunter Sleppy, saying so long from Chicagoland.